Hello, so today we are going to continue on problems from the biweekly contest 96. So the third problem is maximum subsequence score. So what this problem says is we get two arrays, nums1 and nums2, and a positive integer k, and both these arrays have the same length n, and you can choose a sequence of indices from nums1 that is of length 1, that is of length k, such that these indices would be from I to I plus k, right? And you have a definition of a score, and score is basically the sum of these elements from I0 to I of k minus 1, so from I to I plus k, so the sum of these elements multiplied by the min of the same range but in nums2. Okay, so effectively what that would mean is that for nums1 you would start from I0 all the way up to I of k minus 1, right? So this would be, if you start from I, it would be up to I plus k, and then you take the minimum of the same range but in nums2, and then you multiply, you get the product of the two, and that's what we call the score. Now the problem asks us to find the maximum possible score, right? For it doesn't matter where you start, but basically the maximum possible score for any subsequence of length k that you have from nums1 and from nums2. Okay, so for example, and by the way, subsequence doesn't have to be contiguous, so it's not a subarray, it's a subsequence. If we take a look at the first example, k is equal to 3, and so if we choose the indices 0, 1, 2, so this subsequence here, then the sum is 1 plus 3 plus 3 in nums1. In nums2, the minimum is 1, right? And so we end up with 3 plus 3 plus 1 multiplied by 1, and that's 7. If we take 0, 1, and 3, then it's 1 plus 3 plus 2, and then for the same on here, the minimum is going to be 1, and so it's going to be 6. And so basically we tried all the subsequences. Which one is the max? Well, 12 here, okay? And so we return 12. So that's sort of what the problem is asking. The two arrays are of the same length. However, n is 10 to the power of 5. So this immediately tells you that we can't do something that is O of n squared. We have to do something that is either O of n or O of n log n. We can't also do O of n k, right? Because then that would be 10 to the power of 10. Because k can go up to n, and n can go up to 10 to the power of 5. So we have to be careful also to not do something that is O of n k. Okay, so how do we solve it? How do we solve this? So what do we want? We want the max score, right? And what is score? Score is basically the sum of k from nums1, k elements from nums1, right, multiplied by the min of the same range in nums2, right? So what does this mean? Well, we want the max. So what this means is that, well, we want to try to maximize the min. So we want to maximize the min and maximize the sum. Okay? But it's tricky to try to do both at the same time, right? And so that's where the idea may come. Okay, maybe let's fix one of them in a way that we get it, maximize it, and then iterate through the second one. So how do we do that? Well, let's just first, we know that we want the same range in both, right? We shouldn't take this one and then take this one, right? We want the same range of the indices. So if you take these two, we have to take these two from the nums2, right? And so to first maintain that range, we just zip both together, right? And so we know that we need to zip both nums1 and nums2. So that's the first observation. The second thing, as I said, is we want to fix one of them. So what about first we just zip but sort with nums2 in decreasing order, because we want to maximize, so in decreasing order. Okay, so if we use this sorted, right, in decreasing order, but we want it sorted by x decreasing order, so we do minus, and we sort by nums2, right? So with this, we will get the pairs sorted by nums2, okay? So if we do this, this will be something like, for example, in this case, if we just zip them first, so just the zip is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, and then 2, 4. And then when we sort by decreasing order for the second value, which is nums2, then we will get the first one, the highest one is this one, 2, 4. And so we would get 2, 4. And then the second highest is 3, 3. And then the third highest is 1, 2. And then the last one is 3, 1. Okay? Okay, so now that we have, so now we know that as we iterate, right, the index that we are at is the minimum in that range, right? Because it's decreasing order. So let's say we are at I maybe here, right? We know that this here is the minimum number n2 in this range, right? Because everything to the left is higher because this is decreasing order, right? Okay, so if we iterate like this with, so let's call in this sorted zip here, let's call this sorted zip, let's call it B, right? So if we do, B has n1 and n2, then we know that in the range before current index, n2 is the smallest in num2, is the smallest in that range. So we know that our product, we know the second portion, we know that we need to multiply it by n2. Now the thing is, what sum should we use, right? Well, let's say maybe there were more than k values here. Let's say k here is equal to 2, right? And we are at this position. What values of nums1 we should take? Well, we know we need to take, this one, right? But which one with the other two we need to remove? We want to maximize the sum, so it makes sense to remove the smallest element each time. Which one is the smallest element between these two? It's this one. So we know we should take this range if k was equal to 2, right? And so what does this tell you? Well, this tells you we need to, each time when we are looking at a range, we want to extract the smallest from the numbers in up to I in nums1, so that we can maximize the sum. And so that tells you we need to use a heap. Okay, so we'll use a heap here for nums1 range, right? And what we'll do then is just add to that range. So basically here we will just add to the heap. So add to heap, we will add to h, we will add n1, okay? And then if our heap length is bigger than k, which for example in this case it will happen, we need to remove the smallest one. So if the length of h is bigger than k, then we want to remove the smallest one, and that's just pop from h, right? And then how do we check if this is the max score or not, right? So we just need to do, but let's say we are here at I here. We don't have k elements yet, so we shouldn't count that as a score. And so here we need to say only if the length of the heap, which means is equal to k, and this means we already have k elements of nums1, and since we are zipping, that means we have both k elements of nums1 and k elements of nums2, right? And so here, if they are equal to k, then we can take the score is going to be the max of the score so far, multiplied by, here it's the score of this range. We know that n2 is the smallest one, right? Because we sorted this in decreasing order. But what should be here? Well, we know that we maintain our heap of nums1 values. We maintain that it has the largest ones so far, right? Because every time we reach k, we remove the smallest one from here. And so here is just the sum of h, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's the whole idea. It's sorting by nums2. So if we maintain that on every index, that value is the smallest of that range, and it's the smallest possible. We are maximizing the min because we are sorting in decreasing order, right? But we use this this heap as well to maintain the highest values in that range for nums1, because we also want to maximize the sum. Okay. The only thing we want to change, that will change later in the code, is this sum. We don't want to calculate it each time, because if we do, then we'll end up with O of n by k, which is, remember, this is 10 to the power of 5, and this can go to up to 10 to the power of 5, so this is not good. So we want to optimize this. So how do we optimize it? Well, let's just keep track of the sum as we go. And so let's initialize the sum here. And when we add to the heap, add that value to the sum. When we remove from the heap, remove that value from the sum, right? So that we maintain that S contains the sum of H. And here, instead of using this sum of H, we just use the sum that we kept track of so far. Okay? This is also a good thing to remember how to do. And that's pretty much it, right? And we can return the score. And so this is a really neat trick. There is also another Leetcode problem. I think it's a 1383 that uses the same trick, which is if you have two things that you want to maximize, right? Just lay out your loop in a way that you maximize one of them, and then use a heap to maximize the other. This probably also, if you were asked to minimize both, this will probably apply. You will just have to sort in increasing order, and then your heap would need to be sort of a max heap, right? So that you can remove the maximum value, right? And that's pretty much it. So let's code this and make sure it passes our test cases. Okay, so let's implement the solution we just saw in the overview. So what we need to do here is that we need to sort, right? So we need, as I said, B, or let's call it, yeah, we can maintain it as B. Let's call it A, because yeah, it doesn't make sense to have a B when you don't have an A. So let's just have it be the zip of nums1 and nums2. But we want this to be sorted by key equal to lambda of x1, right? Because we want to sort by nums2, and we want to sort in decreasing order, right? Because we want the maximum values first, because we want to maximize the minimum, right? And so that's what we do, the minimum of the range that we are looking at, the range of length k. So this is going to give us this list sorted in reverse order by nums2. So we just go through that. So we will get num1 and num2 here in A. And then we want to keep track, as we said, of the heap for num1. And we want to keep track of this current sum, right? So let's call it current sum, which is going to start out as 0. Okay? And here we have a new number that we are adding to the range. So we need to push it to our heap. Okay? And then we want to add it to our current sum, right? Because we are including it in the range. So here we are include 1 in current range of length. Current range that we are aiming for it to be of length k, right? So here we add num1. But if our range exceeded k, then we want to remove the smallest num1, because we want to keep the sum as high as possible, right? So remove the smallest in the range, right? And so here, to remove it, we will just say as current sum minus removing, and we want to remove it from our heap. So heap pop from H. And since this heap here, we added the number as it is, positive, it will be a min heap. So here it will remove the smallest one. So this H is a min heap. So this would remove the smallest element, okay? Now, if we have k elements, this means we have a full range of length k, right? Then we can check if this is the best score. So let's call best score here, start out with 0. And so let's see if this is the best score. So what is the current score? The current score is going to be the sum. So basically, current sum is basically the sum of range of length k from nums1 And that's what the problem says. It's the score needs to be that multiplied by the smallest of the range in num2. And as we said, since this is sorted in decreasing order, num2 is the smallest in the range of the latest k values, right? And so this is exactly what we want to multiply by. And so the best score is going to be just the max of the best score so far and the current score. Okay? And at the end, we want to return the best score. And that should be it. So pretty simple there. So let's just run this. And try to submit. And that passes our test cases, right? Now, in terms of like, here we are doing O of n log n for the sorting and being the length. So here, this is O of n log n. And here, this is O of n loop. Okay, but we maintain this heap, but this heap, we only do O of 1 operations, right? And with this sum, we didn't do like the sum of h, and so this made it not O of k. So here, this is all O of 1 operations. Actually, heap push maybe, and heap pop may not be O of 1. So heap push time complexity Python. So it's O of log n, and n here is k. So we have O of log k for heap push, and if we look also for heap pop, it's I think O of log n as well. Heap pop. Yeah, it's O of log n. So over these two operations are O of log k because our heap size is k at most. We maintain that with this. So log k. And so what this tells us basically is this is our time complexity. Here is O of n log n plus n log k, right? And so overall it's just n log n plus log k, and you can see this should be fine with the time complexity with the constraint that we have. In terms of space, we are of course using this array, which is O of n, and we are also using h, which is O of k, so we have like O of n plus k space. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this problem. Please like and subscribe, and consider also supporting me on Patreon, and see you on the next one. Bye.